Hey everybody, it's Brandon Gustafson. Welcome back to Assisted Living Investing. Happy to have you on the channel today. Today we're going to be going over how to make yourself an attractive buyer to a seller. But before we get started, just a reminder, we've got assistedlivinginvesting.net that you could go and check out there. Make sure you're getting on there for free resources. Subscribe to my newsletter for future content. Also make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Leave comments down below so that I know what type of content you need to help you be a successful investor in assisted living. And make sure you also ring the bell so you can get content. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up so we can get more people involved and just kind of create a better group overall and get people interested in assisted living investing and help people along on this journey. So last time we were talking about how to make yourself an attractive buyer to a lender and even a broker. And this time we're going to be talking about how to make yourself an attractive buyer to a seller, the things that you need to do to make yourself an attractive buyer to a seller and why it's important to do that. You're buying it from them. You're probably never you don't necessarily need that relationship. It's not something that you're going to be building stuff off of. But I got a few pointers that I wanted to share with you about it, why it's important to develop a good relationship and have a good experience with the seller as you're going through the process of purchasing a facility. So the biggest tips that I can give you as you're going through the process to make yourself an attractive buyer to the seller is to show that you're passionate about the industry. We talked about with lenders, it's kind of important, but they don't really care that much about your passion and your interest in the asset class and what you're going to be doing there. But for a seller, it's really important. They want to know that the people that they are handing off to you as you purchase that facility, that they're in good hands. So make sure that you kind of demonstrate that you're passionate about the industry, that you can care about the people in their facility. Many of these homeowners have been doing this for a long time. They absolutely love their residents. They built very strong relationships with their residents, with the families of their residents, and they're going to be really hesitant to sell to somebody who isn't passionate about caring for them. It's something that as you get into this industry, you're gonna find like everybody has so much love and care for the people that they're serving, and that's what really drives the industry. And it's something that you're going to be getting into. Hopefully that's why you want to get into assisted living and why you want to do that. Make sure you're kind of sharing that with people. The other thing is you want to kind of share any experiences that you have for caring for others and why it's important to you. Those types of stories are they make a huge difference as you're developing a relationship with that seller. You also want to find a good personal connection with the seller. So that could be things that you're connecting with them on a personal level. It could be anything. It could be hobbies, could be vacation spots, caring for your loved ones, places that you've lived or visited. Those are the types of ways that you can develop those relationships. It's really going to be helpful in just having good conversations and make it a lot easier to talk to them and ask them difficult questions. You might have difficult residents that you're going to be coming into your new facility when you take over ownership. There's going to be issues that you might have with billing with Medicaid or the licensing process, or something that I have found to be extremely useful is getting the policies and procedures that exist from a previous owner, especially if this is your first facility. If they're willing to give that to you, then that saves you so much time, and you don't have to write this huge document on your own. So that's going to be something that is going to be key. And developing that relationship, building that personal connection is really going to help you in being able to acquire some of those things that are going to be really useful for you. And then the last tip that I have for helping you develop that relationship with the seller is to genuinely communicate with them. So we talked about with a lender and with a broker, you want to over communicate. And with a seller, you want to genuinely communicate with them and just talk to them. It's really important that you're doing that. Just communication really is key. You want to ask questions about their residents. You want to ask questions about the facility and, different things about the facility. It's a home. It's somewhere that they've either lived there at some point, or they've been there every day for the past several years, and they love that home. And so you want to ask questions about it and just get to know it. You want to ask questions about their staff. Not only do they want to come and work for you, but just like personal things. Just really just have a good relationship with that person. It's not always going to be easy to develop a relationship with those people. I've worked with sellers that are really quite difficult in the past, But it's still going to be extremely important that you have those conversations, that you really start developing that relationship with them, because you never know when you're going to need their help in the future. It could be help with policies and procedures like I talked about. It could be licensing. It could be billing Medicaid, or interacting, like setting up a billing process to collect money from your residents. It could be a toilet leak in the house that has been there for several years and you didn't catch it while you're doing your tours, and the home inspector didn't see it. Those types of things. So you just never know when you're going to need to reach out to the seller. It could be 2 or 3 years down the road, and you just had something that you had to reach out to them about. Developing that relationship is going to go a long way towards having a long-term relationship with them to help you kind of further be successful as an owner and operator of your own assisted living facility. So to recap, today, the biggest ways that you can make yourself attractive to a seller are to share your passion for the industry. Next is to find a personal connection, build a personal relationship with that person. And then the third is to genuinely communicate with them and really get to know them and the residents and the staff and just everything about them. Just be genuine in your communication. It's going to go a long way as you're going through that. Next time, we're going to be talking about why it's important to make yourself an attractive buyer to a lender and to a seller. We've been talking about how to make yourself an attractive buyer to lenders and sellers. Next time, we're going to get into the why it's important to make yourself an attractive buyer. That's it for today. Make sure you comment down below if this was helpful. I'd love to get more tips from you on how you can be a good buyer for a lender or even for a seller. I'd love to hear your tips. I think everybody in the community would love to hear it as well. Make sure you're following me on my other social media platforms. And then make sure you visit assistedlivinginvesting.net. There's going to be free resources over there. I'm going to be getting a mailing list put together for future content. I'd love to see you over there. I'm grateful that you were able to be here on the channel today. I hope this was useful. Make sure you like the video, give me a big thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. We'll see ya.